Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you these flowers that I made. I actually call these my Monet inspired flowers. They are watercolored painted flowers, and let me go and show you the steps. I went through my supplies and I found a stencil with all these circles on them. I cut three of these 2-inch circles out and one of these 1.5-inch circle. By the way, this technique I learned it from a girl from the Philippines. Her name I think is Selection ER. I'm not sure. I'll try and tag her name down on the bottom so that you guys can take a look at her tutorial too. So my daughter has read this, and she read this long time ago, and we were going to donate it to the thrift store, and so I thought I would just take the pages off this and use it for the flowers. And so it's a great way of recycling. So I cut out the sheet. I traced the circles onto the sheet. So there's 3 of the 2-inch and 1 of the 1.5, and I use this Victorian Fiskars scissors and just a normal pair of scissors to cut my circles. Your first circle, you cut it with a regular pair of scissors, right? I'm not going to do it very carefully because I actually have pre-cut to save time. So you cut your first circle with just a pair of scissors, and then you take your Victorian scissors, or any kind of shape that you want. You just got to have that sort of tattered look at the end, and you cut the remaining 3 circles. And you don't have to be perfect with this. If your pencil lines show, that's okay because you're going to paint it after. So you basically cut all 3. Okay, so I've pre-cut it to save time. So these are the 4 pieces that have been cut out. Then what you do is you fold your circle in half, and then you fold it in half again, and then you open it up and you fold these pieces into 3 even triangles, so you make a cone. Okay, so then now what you want to do is, I've drawn a diagram here. You basically want to cut an S shape starting from the widest part of the cone. So you go out, and then you go in and out again. So then you flip it, and you do another S shape. Go around the corner, so you sort of round the corner, and you go out. And what that does is basically that is one of your petals. And if you open it up, it makes a 6-petal flower. Sometimes you will have some petals that are attached, and all you do is just snip it so that you have 6 individual petals. Okay, so you do that with the rest of them. I'll just do one more. You fold it in half. You fold it again. I think you fold it the second time just to see where your center is. Open it up, fold it 1/3 and 1/3. You want to try to do an even amount on each third. So then you have a cone. You take the widest part of the cone and you cut an S. So you go round that corner, and then you go in and you make your S. Don't cut the tip because that's what keeps your flower together. Flip it around and you cut your S out again. Doesn't have to be perfect, so that's what you come out with. Then you open it up and see how this one here is still together. You just snip it open. That's how. So you do that for all your circles, and you end up with this. These are, hold on, you end up with that. Oh, and if you notice, this one is different because you didn't use the Victorian scissors to cut it. And I use this part as, I paint it green, and I use it as sort of the leafy looking portion of my flower. Once you've done that, you want to paint your flower. And I use watercolors. Now, ER, she used just, you know, those children's watercolor set, you know, you have blue, red, pink, just a whole array of stuff, and you add water. She used that to paint her her layers, but I don't have that. And I'm just going to show you my grody little art palette that I have. What you do is you just take a paintbrush, and I have these watercolors that I purchased at the dollar store. I think I got this for $2.99, and this is what I use. The paint in this palette is a bit dried up, and that's okay, because watercolors, you just add more water and you can use it again, right? So I have some red there. I have some green. I have some yellow. And then I'm going to add some blue here. Okay, so then I just sort of add water to it, and I start mixing. I have this white one, and it's all dried up already, so I'm going to mix that. And I'm going to just sort of dab wherever. And the colors can be mixed, because once you add more water to it, and I use baby wipes, so I've got some green in there, you can tell, and that's okay. Add some blue, just to wherever you want. And if it gets too thick, just add more water and dab it around. Dab, dab, dab. I'm going to add some yellow. So that's what it looks like. And then I take a baby wipe and I dab, dab. And you know, if it's not wet enough, you can just add some water to your layers. And it spreads, right? So then, so you have a sheet that looks, I mean, a layer that looks like that. And let me just show you how I do the green one, the leaf. So I just take a combination of yellow and green, and I just dab, 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 right? Then I take some darker green and I dab it on too. And then I just take my baby wipe and I blend it. And then I add some water and I just swoosh it around till, you know, it's blended. Okay, so that's my bottom layer, which will be my leaf, and then this is part of my flowers. Now, I've already done, I have an example that I've already dried it, and I use my heat gun to dry it, and I sometimes spray it with some glimmer mist, so I'll just show you. I just spray it like this, right? And I used a rose tea, and but you can use whatever colors you want. And I like to soak up the bottom with the glimmer mist so I don't waste it. Okay, so then you use your heat gun and you dry it up. once it's all dry, these are the layers that you get. Okay, here's the bottom piece, here's the top piece, and then these are the two middle pieces. If you can tell, I have a bit of a sheen on it because I used some glossy accent. I just put it on a little dish, and I took my paintbrush and I just thinly coated it just to give it a gloss and to give it a bit of strength. And then what ER did was she actually used a bobby pin to twist the flowers. So here's a bobby pin, and all you do, let's go with the bottom one first, is you take it in the middle. You open up the bobby pin a bit, so it's like that. So you take it in the middle like that, and you just twist. So you take it like that, and you twist the bobby pin, and then the flower, or the petal sort of has a wavy effect. So you twist it, so you get this wavy effect, right? So you do all of the petals, and I'll show you what happens after that. Okay, so just trying to be as quick as possible to keep it within the time. I might have to edit this video. Okay, so that's the top layer, and these are the two middle ones. So you just twist. Twist. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to take my Distress ink, and I usually use walnut stain, but I'm not going to do it now because of the time factor, but I just edge my petals just to give it a more vintage look. And then I take, once I've done that, I take my quick dry glue, and so this is the bottom, this is the leaf, the leaf, and then you just stagger the layers. So I think I like this because it shows more than this one, so I'll put this one here on the bottom, stagger the layers, so this will go in between the gap. These petals will go in between the gaps of the bottom, and then the next one will do the same thing. Okay, so you get that, and I'll put that in the middle, some glue. I like this Scott's Quick Dry Adhesive. It's a great little glue to use. You've got to be quick though, because it really does dry quickly. Okay, so that's the next layer, and then the top layer, put some more glue in the middle, and you just stagger it again in between the gaps. Your petals go in between the gaps of the bottom one. So that's it, and then I take my hot glue gun, which is not plugged in, so either use hot glue gun or you can use your glossy accent. So I'm going to add this to the middle. Okay, so just do that. I have 3 little petals. Try not to let the little holes show. And then you let it dry, and voila! No, go ahead, try it. It's really simple. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Bye.